You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Monday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby. I woke up early. Well, not early, but a little bit early with my oldest Alex on Saturday, and we decided to throw on a movie. So I'm like looking through some old movies. I'm feeling something classic from like my youth or whatever. I found Ace Ventura.
Nice.
The original.
You've never
Ace
seen
Ventura.
it before?
Never seen Ace Ventura. Honestly, that generation doesn't even know a lot of Jim Carrey outside of Sonic the Hedgehog and The Grinch.
Oh, man. To be able to watch that movie for the first time again, that's fantastic.
Can I tell you what it was like for them to watch it for the first time? Laughed throughout almost the entire movie. It's very funny. All the moments hold up. Until the end where it gets really problematic.
How does it get problematic?
When they find out that Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
Oh.
And he starts having a manic breakdown in the shower, fully clothed.
I guess I never looked at it from like a kid's point of view, and today that maybe that isn't as funny as it was.
That's just it. Like when he's got the plunger on his face because he realized that he kissed a man. And I can remember as a kid being like, oh, that's so funny. But now, like, the way that society is and stuff like that.
What'd your kid say?
My kid was like, why is he freaking out like that? Like, what did I miss something? And I was like, well, no, he realized that woman that he was kissing was actually the man that he's been looking for.
Fuck, dude, it's never hit me until now that the whole, like, kind of kicker of the movie is like, oh, no, this person is trans.
Yeah, that's basically it.
That's it, yeah.
Like, the scene at the end where, I don't know if you guys remember, but when he flips the police captain around to show that the penis is tucked in the back, which, by the way, way too graphic now that I see it again. And everybody in the room, all the cops, Dan Marino, all the goons, everybody's just like, Tone Loc, the rapper, is like scratching at his tongue. He licked battery acid, and you're just like, oh, if this movie was made in 2025, people would not take it well.
I'm interested to see because they're just remaking everything. You know there's going to come a time where they remake Ace Ventura. I'm curious how they spin that.
I would say that what they probably do with Ace Ventura, instead of a remake, maybe a spin-off. Ace's kid getting into the family business. Because you either have to rewrite that whole ending, or you have to test the waters, and there's going to be some protests.
And this is why you don't watch stuff from your youth with your kids, because they're just going to ruin it for you.
That said, like a glove still hits.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I have discovered the right answer, the correct answer to the question we get asked all the time on things like Text Us Tuesday, where people say, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? It would be the ability to curse people with minor inconveniences.
Oh, yeah?
I was at home yesterday, and my oldest, Alex, stubbed their toe on a coat hook, like coat rack that was sticking out. And they had just moments earlier cracked a joke about me being bald. And so I said, that's karma paying you back for being mean to me. And then I thought to myself, what a thing to be able to do to your enemies, to curse them to always stub their toe like once a day.
Like it's like you have one of those dolls and you can poke it kind of
thing. The voodoo doll.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because that's the thing, right? Like I feel like if you had the ability to really like majorly negatively impact somebody, now we're into like a moral gray area. But imagine being able, like someone just upsets you and you're like, for the next 6 months, everything you microwave is going to be stone cold in the middle.
I think I'd have to use it in sports, honestly.
Oh.
Like, the Leafs are supposed to play the Senators in the playoffs is what it's looking like right now.
Right.
If Tim Stützle's stick can break every time he takes a shot.
Dude, imagine. Anytime his stick comes off the ice, when it goes back down, it'll snap. Mm-hmm. What an amazing thing to inflict on somebody.
I'd love to get like a little doll and just make all their skates dull. Just rub a rock on the bottom of it or something like that. Or even like goaltenders, just make their pads like a little bit loose.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm. Even something just as like to bother somebody who annoys you. Something as small as like every time you get in your car, your mirrors are going to be off by just this much.
Yeah.
Not enough that you're immediately going to notice, but you're going to get out onto the road and be like, oh, again with this, and have to fiddle and adjust with everything.
If I could put a hex on anyone, it's any of those people that like to buy too many lottery tickets. The curse is that you're never going to win.
Yeah, that's
I mean, you're probably never going to win anyway. But
the real curse is is that you will always be exactly the amount of numbers off that you don't win a prize. You know what I mean? Like, you'll always get 2 right, but you'll never get the 3rd.
You will never be a winner nor a gagnant.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
If you could put a small curse or hex on someone, Marty, what would it be?
For one of your socks to always right down into your shoe and just past the heel.
Oh,
really,
like
really uncomfortable.
It gets around the bend?
Yeah.
Oh.
You always get ski boot sock?
Yes, exactly. It sucks so bad.
I feel like you could do a lot of sock-based curses. Like, imagine I curse you to always have wet sock toes.
I would give you the slipping socks curse in return.
Even better than socks, you give someone permanent hungry bum.
Hungry bum?
You know, when the underwear is riding up the crack?
Oh, man.
No matter how you
terrible.
pick it, it snaps right back in.
Permanent chafing.
Oh, there's so many good ones on the text line, and that's the thing, right? Like, because you can bring great frustration to somebody's life with one of these small curses, but they never know that they were cursed unless you told them. Like, this person texted in and said, I would make sure that the tap on their bank card never worked.
Oh, yeah.
And they could still, like, insert or swipe. Like, it's just the inconvenience and a little bit of the embarrassment of, like, oh, that guy's card's not working.
Getting declined all the time.
Imagine that. I would curse you so that your credit card always declined on the first attempt. It would eventually work, but on the first attempt, you would have to be like, I'm so sorry. This happens sometimes.
That's something you do when you get divorced. You curse your ex's new boyfriend like that or something. We've got Jamie on the phone. What's your curse that you'd put on someone?
The toilet paper. Every time you grab a sheet, it would tear.
Oh, like you'd never be able to get a consistent string?
One pull. That's all you get. Even if you're unwrapping it in the roll, it just tears every time you grab it.
Even better, every time they sit down on the toilet, there is no toilet paper.
The frustration level of just one sheet.
Just having to make a collection of single squares before you could wipe anything?
I think that's hilarious.
I wish one ply against my enemies. All your enemies have their fingers slip through the toilet paper.
Oh, no. This is minor inconveniences. That is devastatingly awful.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This weekend, the Ontario Hockey League had their draft. The WHL has theirs in a couple of weeks. Always makes you feel old, especially when you realize all the kids being drafted were born in the year 2009.
2009?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
That's a 16-year-old now.
That sucks. I got married in 2009. Oh, God, I don't feel good about that.
It's crazy, right? There's kids that have never seen Michael Jackson alive. They weren't alive when Obama got into office. There's kids that are born at the same time that Bitcoin was launched.
Oh, that's such a hard thing to wrap your head around once you hit a certain age.
The crazy thing is you think about some of the music that plays at these hockey games. These kids are younger than majority of the songs, including all these songs that are from 2009, like Linkin Park's New Divide.
New Divide is draft eligible this year?
Yes.
Oh, no.
If that stings, even songs like this. It's officially 16 years old now.
Country music superstar Beyonce?
Dude, I remember having my grade 8 graduation and hearing this song for the first time. Which I know I'm making you old say my grade 8 graduation, but that's also 16 years ago.
Damn, man. This is a 2009? Maybe it's just because of how much it gets played, but that song feels like it's been around forever.
Like yesterday,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Literally, Pitbull has been around longer than most of these kids. These kids can't even get a hotel room.
Most of these kids don't know the difference between a hotel, motel, or Holiday Inn.
And the other one that blew my mind, a song I used to dig a lot was...
I'd like to make myself believe.
This is 2009?
This is officially 16 years old now. This is older than some kid that got drafted this weekend.
Buddy, give me my arthritis medicine and shoot me behind a shed.
I'd like to make myself believe that I'm not getting older, but I am.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
It is Monday, and I know this is a long week for you because you're waiting for WrestleMania this weekend.
Everybody keeps talking about, it's a short week. It's a short week. We have to wait 5 whole days for night 1 of WrestleMania. How is anybody going to get any work done this week?
All the kids are excited for the Easter eggs. You're excited to watch grown men play fight with each other.
I cannot wait.
It's time for Brock and Dalby's Draft.
All right, it is WrestleMania week, and this morning we are going to do the draft of the greatest walkout songs in wrestling history.
I don't know why, but this feels stressful to me. Like, we always have the friendly competition of, we both always want to win the draft. But this one feels like if I don't win, it's a condemnation of, my entire personality.
Well, I got the first pick here, and I think you know what I'm going to go with. This has to be number 1. Stone Cold Steve Austin?
It's an amazing theme song. It's one of the most recognizable. The glass breaking lets everybody in the arena and watching on TV know who's about to come down.
As soon as you hear that glass shattering, you know there's going to be middle fingers, beers crushed, stunners everywhere.
Absolutely.
All hell is going to be raised as soon as you hear that song played.
Although I will say, I would have only taken it number 1 just to try and take it away from you, because for my money, the true number 1 greatest wrestling theme of all time was one that made millions of people believe in themselves.
The Hulkster.
Listen, I know that we're not on great terms with America right now, but this song's still a banger, man.
Fight for your right.
You gotta wait for it. You gotta let it drop.
The best is the video of Hulk Hogan pretending to play the guitar in this.
Yeah, because it's Rick Derringer does the song, and watching him pretend to strum the red, white, and blue guitar. Oh, Hulk, never change. Except for your policies on most things.
Sure. Coming in at number 2, I'm going to go with The Undertaker, but I'm not going with the classic theme song. I'm going with
Dead Man Walking.
There it is.
Humanity peaked at WrestleMania 19 when Limp Bizkit did this live for The Undertaker as he comes in on the motorcycle there.
It truly was a bizarre era to see the Dead Man in biker gear with Limp Bizkit in the background, but I didn't hate it.
Dapsing up Fred Durst in the middle of the ring. That is peak of society right there.
Only made better by him then going on to do the same thing with Kid Rock a couple years later. Really showed that Limp Bizkit was the better choice.
Limp Bizkit over Kid Rock for sure.
100%. Same era, same vibes. This was a song that people were singing to outside of wrestling. Maybe the most mainstream of all of the wrestling theme songs from the Attitude Era.
Are you ready?
Oh, I didn't even think of DX.
D-Generation X.
They had everyone doing the chop at school and everything.
So many kids got suspended by throwing crotch chops while having this song either playing on a Walkman, a Discman, or just in their head.
Oh, when it hits too. Break it down!
That's my number 2 pick.
Oh, great pick. I didn't even think of DX. Coming in at number 3, I'm going to go with a slightly maybe controversial pick based on the wrestler himself, but I love this song so much, and the band who made this song has finally started playing it again. They're taking the song back. I'm going to go with the Chris Benoit theme song by Our Lady Peace.
Say what you want about Chris Benoit. In the end, kind of a piece of garbage.
Sure.
But this song was a banger.
This song absolutely slaps. And like I said, Our Lady Peace just started playing it on their most recent tour, which is awesome. You cannot find a version of this song on Apple Music, on Spotify, or anything like that.
Turns out you murder your family and your theme music kind of gets put off to the side.
Sure.
Great third pick. I specifically, before the draft started, asked if we were only WWE or if we were opening ourselves to wrestling in general, and it was with one song in mind, because any excuse that we can get to play this band on the show, I have to do it, even if it's not necessarily the 3rd greatest wrestling theme of all time.
Where are you going?
ECW, Rob Van Dam, Pantera.
Dude, I forgot he came out to this.
Yeah, they softened him up. They gave him something that they thought was like Pantera-esque.
One of a kind.
Yeah, when he came to WWF. But before that, when he was the pride of Philadelphia and Extreme Championship Wrestling, he was a Pantera guy.
ECW.
All right, what's your 3?
I got Stone Cold in at number 1. I got The Undertaker's Limp Bizkit version in at number 2. And I got the Chris Benoit theme song by Our Lady Peace in at number 3.
Hulk Hogan's Real American number 1. D-Generation X, Are You Ready at number 2. And a steal of a deal at number 3, Walk by Pantera for Rob Van Dam.
This is maybe the most important draft of the year.
Yo, absolutely.
If Dalby loses this one, he may cry.
It's the WrestleMania of drafts.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, I'm man enough to admit when I lost.
Victory!
Dalby catching a W this morning in the WWE music selections here.
Thank God is all I can say. And it really was. Sneaking in Pantera is my 3rd overall pick. So thank you to ECW, Paul Heyman, and their complete lack of respect for music copyrights.
I am surprised that neither of us picked Motorhead, either with the Triple H theme song.
Great song.
Or he also did the, what was it? The Evolution one as well there. Some people saying that we should have had some Shawn Michaels. I remember downloading this off LimeWire and putting it on a CD, and my mom was like, what the hell are you listening to?
With the opening part? Yeah.
I used to walk around the house, I'm just a sexy boy. She'd be like, don't say that.
Did you walk around with the chaps, too? Or?
Yeah, I wish. We had a few people also saying we left out the Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys is a banger. I wouldn't take any of the 3 that I picked, but this is definitely up there. I mean, you talk about that TLC era, WrestleMania X8 in Toronto. Like, this was iconic at that point.
Sick riff, too, right?
Yeah.
And the biggest one that people are upset with us about, John Cena. Not making the list from either of us.
John Cena's music it's catchy, it's iconic, it's been around for 20 years. It's a meme, though. You know what I mean? Like, would you listen to this in your free time?
I mean, I did buy the John Cena CD when I was in the 6th grade from HMV.
You were in the 6th grade. You do a lot of questionable things when you're 12 years old.
John Cena can actually rap. There's some tracks on there. There's I'm a bad, bad man and all this stuff.
I'm not saying he doesn't have some bars. I'm just saying this is not in the discussion for the greatest themes of all time.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know those BuzzFeed quizzes that are so much fun? Yeah, that's not what this is. It's the quiz with Brock and Dalby.
All right, today's theme for the quiz is songs with clothing in the title.
Okay.
I will give you a band. You don't even need to give me the full title. You just need to give me the clothing that they speak of, okay?
Okay.
You ready?
I don't know. I'm going to try. I feel like I should know these.
First one here should be easy. When I say cake, you would say?
Short skirt, long jacket.
A girl with a short skirt.
1 for 1. Here we go, buddy.
Excellent song.
Jacket.
All right. Number 2. When I say the Hollies, you would say?
Oh, it's a black dress. Long, cool woman in a black dress?
Yeah. Look at you.
Buddy, I was a bar DJ at a particularly rough bar. I played that song a lot.
2 for 2 on the quiz this morning. All right, let's continue it here. When I say the Beaches, you would say?
T-shirt. T-shirt. Yeah.
3 for 3.
Already 500. Already a can't lose game.
Number 4. When I say Weezer, you would say?
Weezer is it Say It Ain't So, the Sweater song? Sweater?
The title is wrong, but you did Sweater. It is Undone, the song.
Undone, the Sweater song. Thank God for loopholes.
You're lucky I agreed with just saying the item of clothing.
My brain was like, is hash pipe a piece of clothing?
Something that you'll never get out of your clothes.
More of an accessory.
Yeah. When I say the Tragically Hip, you would say?
Tragically Hip. Oh, this is tough because it's like a 9,000 song library. Oh, it's a hat. 50 Mission Cap.
There you go.
That one, Would have shamed Dalby.
Now for 100%
I
on
hate
the
when you
clothing
put the pressure
quiz.
on. This is like saying a no-hitter in the 9th inning.
Now this one is out of our usual genre.
Okay.
But when I say Cisco, you would say
the thong song, baby!
100%.
Yeah! Woo!
Keep your shirt. You don't need to take your shirt off. Keep your shirt
If you're
on.
going to play the thong song, I'm going to take my shirt off. Those are the rules.
Are you wearing a thong? Is that a... Oh.
What's up, man?
Oh.
How you doing?
It's kind of cute.
Happy Monday.
Text thong to 762-555.
No.
You got to go to his OnlyFans for that
That's right.
one.
You got to pay for that.
Congratulations, big guy. Good
Thanks,
redemption
man.
from last week.
Whew.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
There is a startup that is going to launch the first ever live sperm races. Yes, they're going to have a microscopic racetrack, and they will have 2 samples compete on the track itself. They say it mimics a reproductive system, so basically, first one to the finish line wins.
Right, yeah. Which it begs the question, like, obviously the competitors have to provide the sample for the race. What happens if a competitor is, like, too stressed out, had a tough day? And, like, do you win by default? Is there no shows in this sport?
I mean, it's no different than any other race. If you're having a bad day and you look over and you see Usain Bolt, you might be like, I'm going to lose today.
The tough part is finding out that I retired from a sport I didn't even know existed yet. Damn this vasectomy.
You should have put some on ice, dude.
I could have been a contender.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The long journey is over. McElroy has his masterpiece.
You know, everyone's talking and celebrating Rory McIlroy after finally winning the Masters this weekend, but the real MVP of the tournament is Michael McDermott.
I don't know who that is.
Now, Michael McDermott was actually the marker this year, which if you don't know, every year at the Masters, if they have an odd number of players make the cut, they will take someone who is a member at the course.
Oh,
they will
okay.
take the top member, and they will let them play alongside a pro. Now, none of their scores count or anything.
Right.
But this guy, Michael McDermott, got to play along Tom Kim because there was an odd number of players. And according to Tom Kim, this guy is an absolute baller. Some people who were even watching him say that his scores would have potentially been better than Kim's scores out there.
Damn. I mean, what a cool moment to be called in, plucked from literal obscurity. You're not in the Masters, but you still get to play. But to know is they're not keeping your score, but you know as a golfer, you are counting every stroke. You would know, I'm beating this guy.
There's apparently another guy that did it for like the past 10, 12 years or something. And same thing. They say he was an absolute total ace. It's almost kind of similar to how the NHL will do the e-bug, the emergency backup goalie from time to time.
Right. If the goalie and the backup goalie both get hurt, they have somebody who's just like on deck, and it's usually like a local dude.
Some beer leaguer, some kid playing university hockey, whatever it is.
Some Zamboni driver, just as an example, just randomly.
Let's forget about the Zamboni driver for a second, though. But I love this. I want to see more sports kind of just bring in average Joes from time to time.
Dude, imagine NFL football. It's just like the kicker's hurt, the punter's hurt, the team needs to kick the ball. I don't know, get the equipment guy. He maybe knows what he's doing.
You could have like an invincible moment. You have tryouts at the beginning of the year. You look for your Mark Wahlberg kind of dude, right?
You're our emergency backup quarterback. If everything goes badly, we'll put you in.
Well, even when you watch the Olympics, especially in the summer, there's so many times where someone gets injured and they can't race, so they can't get into one of the track and field events. If they just took some average Joes from every single country and put them in there.
Imagine there's like the 100-meter dash, somebody false starts, they're disqualified from the finals.
Yeah, exactly.
And they just look up into the stands. You, third row, seat 6, get a bib and get in here and watch how slow they are.
It would be the great way to shut up armchair quarterbacks to make us realize how hard these professional athletes actually work.
Would be so amazing to just have normal people who really thought they were one scout away from making it realize and have their dreams crushed.
It's sad that they didn't televise Michael McDermott on TV, because I would have loved to see an average guy just like shanking it left and right.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I had a thought that I would like to run by you, and I just want to see if we're on the same page as this. You know how when you're a kid, if you do something at an advanced level, people are like, wow, you do that like you're so much older than you are. Or a kid, they'll say like, you're so mature for your age, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You can be compared to somebody who's older. At what point does that go from being a compliment to being an insult? Because doesn't it feel like at some point, like if you're like a 10-year-old and they're like, wow, you're so mature for your age, that's like, wow, you're really like becoming a great person.
So they're like, you're reading at a 10th grade level.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Versus when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, maybe a 41-year-old man, just as a completely random example, and people say, you seem really old for your age. It's no longer a positive thing.
Yeah.
You know, if someone, again, not pointing any fingers at anybody specifically, maybe stayed home on Saturday, watched 3 movies, didn't do a whole lot, and went to bed at 9 o'clock, it's not positive to say that they're getting old.
I will say, though, if you're getting up to your like 50s and 60s and you've got a good hairline, I think that's one of those few moments where it can be like, oh, damn, like, look at you, like, kind of thing.
That's almost the other way. When you start to get older, you want to be committed. You have the hairline of a 35-year-old.
It almost kind of reverses at some point, yeah.
There's got to be like a zero line where you no longer want to be told you seem older than you are. You want people to check your ID at the grocery store.
It's like when you go to the gym and you see some old guy working out and you're like, damn, good for him.
Yeah. That guy's working out like he's only in his 40s, whereas he's out there in his 60s or 70s or whatever.
Yeah.
What is that line? Like, is it like, are you at it? Is it 30? Where you no longer want people to compare you to someone older than you are?
I don't know. I try not to think about like getting older, but like I do notice like things with my friend groups where it's like some people aren't going out as late and stuff like that. Like it's starting to add up. Oh, the hairlines are going back. A lot of gray hairs coming in. Like
as soon as if you're a guy and there's a 3 at the front of your age, you got to start keeping an eye on how much forehead is exposed at any given time.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of less leeway, like the older you get, right, where people will give you the benefit of the doubt if you mess up and stuff at work or whatever it is. And the older you get, people are more expecting you to just like, hey, get your crap together. Like,
but also on the other side, pardon me, on the other side of things, as you get older, people also just assume that you kind of know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, they don't ask questions because they're like, oh, that guy knows what's up.
That's the thing that I've learned as I get older is nobody knows what they're doing.
Well, that is the biggest lie that we tell children.
Like 100% of us don't have a clue.
You should listen to adults. They're the experts in any given situation. The truth of the matter is, we're all just making it up. We're all just flying by the seat of our pants at the best of times.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Some people are saying on the text line that maybe I'm using the term old in a bit of a negative connotation, but I want to let you know there's a lot of things about me that might be considered old that are some of my favorite things. Like, as I'm getting older, I have really learned to love a good, comfortable blanket. Just like, not even in the bed, just like to have a comfortable blanket in arm's reach on the couch.
Okay.
Is one of my absolute new favorite things in my life. Is there anything about you? Like, I know you just hit 30. Is there anything about you that you would say maybe is like an older person's behavior that you love?
Older person behavior? I mean, honestly, I'm enjoying sleep more and more is the biggest thing.
I keep trying to explain to my kids that your enjoyment of naps really is a roller coaster in that you will start your life napping all the time, and then you'll get this weird moment where you think you're too cool for naps, but as you get older, you'll realize they are the best.
Well, it's like as a kid, you know, you want to stay up as late as you possibly can, where all of a sudden I'm starting to realize, like, I'm cherishing my sleep more and more.
Well, that's just it. Like, I always thought, like, I try to go to bed by like 9 o'clock because we get up so early for this job. Mm-hmm. But nowadays, like, I'm finding myself on a Saturday also going to bed at 9 o'clock.
It's like sleep and good insoles and shoes. Like, I used to just try and get cool shoes all the time.
Yeah.
And now I get orthotics and everything. I get fitted out. Like, I actually test out my shoes at the store. I don't run up and down Sport Check anymore like I used to, but
and when you try them on, I just bought some new soccer cleats for my son, and I watched him put them both on and start like running back and forth to see if they work. And I did think to myself, I would absolutely tear a hamstring.
I took my orthotics out of my shoes I was wearing and put them in the Nikes that I tried on at Sport Check 2 weeks ago just to see. Like,
I can remember buying DC shoes when I was in high school because they, 1, fit my wide feet, and 2, I thought they would make me look cool. And I still have never ridden a skateboard in my life.
I had to get a mouth guard from the dentist recently because I found out I was grinding my teeth. Like, that's another thing is, like, now I have to wear stuff to bed. Like,
that's just it. As you get older, you do accumulate more accessories, so to speak. I mean, I've had the CPAP machine for quite some time now, and I fell asleep the other day without it, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore.
I actually caught myself this weekend when I went to Quebec for that concert. I didn't have a good sleep because I forgot my mouth guard. And I woke up in the morning, I was like, oh, I'm grinding my teeth. This is going to bug me. Like,
although I will say, I don't know if you're there yet, but as you get older, you can fall asleep almost anywhere. Like sitting up, on the couch, at the dinner table. I almost fell asleep at my office desk the other day. Like, I was sitting at home, and I was just like, it was so warm in there with the space heater. I could nap here.
Something to look forward to about getting older is you may lose your erections, but you do gain a lot of sleep.
That's right.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Ed's word of the day.
Let's see what he's got.
Good morning. Yeah, today's word is brio. Yep, it's brio. B-R-I-O, brio. Anyways, it's enthusiastic, eager, or vivacity, whatever. Anyways, I like being like that.
What?
Good way to be.
No idea.
Anyways, that just rolled under.
You said I like to.
Have a great one. Cheers, or up.
Brio.
It's vigor, by the way, not vigor. Brio is a train set. My son has a Brio wooden train from when he was a kid.
Isn't Brio also like an Italian drink?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like a soft drink of some sort?
I feel like it is, yeah.
Also, it's almost a very delicious bread.
I will say, if your kid drinks too much Pepsi and they got too much energy, that's Brio.
They're going to be Brio all over the place. Also, if you let them stay indoors and not doing much for too long, they get super Brio. And then you have to, like, eject them into the backyard.
Your dog, when you come home, that's Brio behavior.
Oh, my God. My dog is overly Brio every time I come home. It's like I'm coming back from the war.
Even how many of you went to work this morning and there's always that one dude that's a little too peppy in the morning, got a little too much energy?
There's only one person bringing Brio to any given workplace first thing in the morning. Maybe it gets better through the course of the day, but there's only one Brio to start.
Or like when you puke while drinking and you get a second wind. That's Brio.
Brio up, bro. The night's still young.
Brio, Brio, Brio. Use it wherever you can today, all right?
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the bad line.
The bad line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby Podcast.